Good evening, viewers and students. My name is Praveen. In this session, we are going to discuss some important questions that were asked by UPSC, and along with that, what is the importance of it for the upcoming UPSC Civil Services Prelims examination. How you can focus on important topics. How you want to revise in the upcoming days. ఈ వీకెండ్లోనే మనకి ప్రిలిమ్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ ఉంది. సో ఈ టైంలో దేని మీద కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేస్తే మీకు ఈజీగా పాయింట్అవుట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఏది ఎక్కువ రివిజన్ చేయాలి, ఏది మిస్ అవ్వకూడదు. ఇలాంటి వాటిలో ఏంటంటే యూపీఎస్సీ ప్రీవియస్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆస్క్డ్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ కండక్ట్ బై యూపీఎస్సీ లైక్ సిఏఎస్ఎఫ్, సిడిఎస్, సో సిఏపిఎఫ్. సో దోస్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ వాళ్ళకి ఆ ఎగ్జామ్స్లో ఎలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగారు, హౌ దే ఆస్క్డ్ అండ్ వాట్ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ఆస్క్. దట్ ఈస్ ద థీమ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ సెషన్. We are going to discuss mainly in this session about science and technology related questions, and the first part is related to ISRO and space tech. I will explain you briefly about some of the topics which were asked by the examinations. Then we will discuss what is the exact question they have asked, and then we will discuss again what can be asked further. So let us move on. First topic we will discuss is missions. Different missions launched by ISRO. So it is a very favorite topic of UPSC in picking the missions and their details. Okay, recently, yesterday also there is a news that PSLV C61 EOS-9 Earth observation satellite was failed. It was not a successful launch. It is the second failed mission of ISRO. But in the examinations, UPSC asked about the previous missions, like this was PSLV C61 mission. Before that there are PSLV C60 up to 56, right? So what are those? So PSLVs is nothing but polar satellite launch vehicles. They launch into lower earth orbits. Okay, they have different categorization, like C60 is the one mission, then C59, then C58, then C57. These are the last 4 missions conducted by ISRO. So these are the last 4 missions conducted by ISRO with the PSLV launch vehicle. So the C60 mission is about docking 2 different space objects, moving objects in the space. Whether if you want to create one more space station, or if you want to conduct a human space flight program, this is very important. So SpaceX is docking 2 moving objects in the space. 2 objects docking in the space. So the objective of C60 is this, C60. And C59 is Proba 3. It is a payload to experiment whether the 2 objects, when they are moving, can they be arranged in a certain accurate fashion, like one after other. So that accurate moving of 2 objects in continuity is experimented through this C59. It is a European Space Agency experiment checking the continuity of motions. Then XPOSAT is another mission launched through PSLV C58. That is about XPOSAT. That is nothing but a dedicated satellite for observing the X-rays. Next mission is C57. That is launching a satellite that can observe the corona and other solar effects by placing the satellite at L1 position in the space. That is Lagrange point 1. So these are the last few missions conducted by ISRO. So generally what they ask in exams, it is about matching the objective with the respective missions. So apart from that, you have to know that recent one is C61, that is EOS-9 Earth observation satellite. It was failed because of failure in the 3rd stage of the launch vehicle. So these are the different missions you have to keep in mind when you're revising this topic, especially with respect to ISRO. And another topic in light is ISS, International Space Station. So recently there is news that they are going to extend the lifetime of International Space Station up to 2030. And generally this is maintained by 5 national agencies, that is USA's NASA, and Japan's JAXA, and Roscom Russia, and Canada Space Agency, and European Space Agency. These 5 countries manage the operations of ISS, International Space Station, which is in lower Earth orbit. That is around 400 kilometers above Earth. So in this space station, it is continuously being occupied since 2011. It was supposed to be decommissioned by 2022, but it was still in the process. Now recently Russia is stated that it is going to create its own space station because of the issues related to Ukraine and all. And now India also wants to commission its own space station by 2035 itself. Apart from this ISS, there is another large man-made object that is called Tiangong. That is the space station made by China. So China has a different space station. So this is some basics about International Space Station. What they have asked, what they can ask, we will discuss further with the help of question that was asked in the exam by UPSC. This is another important area which is very much in the news every time, like Gaganayan mission. India wants to conduct a human space flight program. There are different technological programs that are happening, that are being conducted by ISRO for a successful human space flight. So for this to be successful, they have to ensure that astronauts who are going to fly and reach space, they have to be trained well. They have to undergo such conditions which are like unknown to them. They have to face such a scenarios which is unknown to them, so they have to be made prepared. So such preparation programs are called analogous missions. These are called analog missions. So they create such similar conditions on Earth so that they will experience conditions they may face in the space. So to prepare them, India has recently conducted one analogous mission with the help of a few of the prestigious institutes like such IIT in Bombay and University of Ladakh. So this is the background of the topics. Now we will see the questions what they have asked. Then we will further discuss what can be asked. The first question about ISRO is, which one of the following PSLVs launched by ISRO is not correctly matched with their missions? Like I said, UPSC may target specifically either with this terminology or with the objective. In this, UPSC asked whether what is the objective against the respective mission. Here, everyone knows Aditya L1 is a very important step made by the ISRO. So what they did is they changed the option for this C57. They used the option as DSSAR. Synthetic apparatus radar. That was the objective of C56. So they interchanged this and asked whether they have matched correctly or not. The question is about incorrect one. So one thing is that either you should know what is the prominent one, or it is simpler here because only one thing you have to identify. But if they ask how many are correct, generally UPSC asks only one correct, only two correct, then it will be a difficult situation for you. So it is better that you know everything clearly before you appear for the examination. So these are important for you to understand each and every one. The next question is about ISS. So there was news in the November that Sunita Williams, she has been staying there for almost more than a year in the ISS because of some technical glitches in the Boeing. There is a statement in the news that every day Sunita Williams is observing 16 times sunset and sunrise. That was the news in the papers. So from that, UPSC picked this topic and asked some facts about this phenomena. How can they observe 16 times sunset and sunrise as well? We observe one sunset, one sunrise in a day, right? So why they are doing that? They are observing such times means they are revolving around the earth at such a speed. So the UPSC asked about the speed and how many times they are observing and why, how much time they are observing. I'll read out the question now. The question is, which of the following statements with respect to ISS are correct? So the first statement states about the speed. It says 1 lakh kilometers per hour. Second statement says that it revolves the complete Earth orbit over 90 minutes. Astronauts stationed at the ISS witness a sunrise or sunset approximately every 45 minutes. So the only statement that we read in the news is Sunita Williams has been observing 16 times a day, sunset as well as sunrise. So that was the only statement, but out of that UPSC made different statements to whether how much you learned from that. Can you apply the knowledge of that? So that is the test UPSC is asking. So whenever you go for numericals, you have to be careful. Like the statement stated 16 times sunset, 16 times sunrise, right? So 32 times. So in 24 hours, 32 times. This is nothing but 45 minutes. So if you remember this statement from the news 16 times each, you can deduce that for every 45 minutes, they are observing sunset or sunrise. So that is one of the statement. That statement is nothing but third statement. If you know that statement, answer is made from the options. So you don't need to know exactly the speed of the ISS station. You have to understand the concept given, concept based options. So you might read some concepts, you have to apply them here in the examination, then have to deduce the answer. So instead of revising the numericals or facts, always keep in mind about the concepts. So every 90 minutes, and it happens so every 45 minutes they are observing sunrise, and another 45 minutes they are observing sunset. Means one revolution it is taking 90 minutes. That is the second option. So 2 and 3 are correct. There is only one option. So if you know this, if you remember this, if you can apply this 24 hours, this formula, you can easily get the answer, and you can choose the right answer here. So UPSC is asking you to apply the knowledge that you will learn through current affairs. So another question, as we discussed, analog missions. So similar conditions of space will be replicated in the Earth atmosphere. Question is like this: at which one of the following places was India's first analog space mission launched recently? They simply asked about the place where they conducted the mission. They conducted it Leh, Ladakh. The third question is about the place where it was conducted. This is a simple question. Only if you remember it, you remember it. Otherwise, you will not able to answer. You are not able to answer this. Now, this is what asked by the UPSC related to ISRO. Now, we will understand what can be asked further by UPSC in CSE Prelims examination. So, coming to Gaganayan, here they can ask analogous mission whether it is related to Gaganayan or not, or they may say that this is related to a external agency such as NASA. So, this is ISRO's mission. Similar to this analogous mission by ISRO, there are some other missions conducted by other space agencies. They may ask for the matching, they ask you to match respective agency and respective analogous missions names. So what are those? So NASA's analogous mission name is NEMO, whereas UAE's analogous mission is Sirius. So they may ask for matching these details. Also, it can make a statement like either one or two type, like both one or two type, stating that it is related to Gaganayan or not. Second statement is which institutes together conducted this mission. This mission is conducted by University of Ladakh and IIT Bombay. So these are some details you have to remember. Coming to ISS, what can be asked? It is related to this, what countries are managing as of now, and what other international space station existing as of now. It is in operation since 2022. And International Space Station was launched in 1998, but operations are being conducted since 2000. So it is exactly 25 years since the inauguration of operations on ISS. They may confuse you with different agencies as well as. So this is about ISRO and related space technology related topics that may be can be asked by UPSC in the upcoming examination based on the questions asked by UPSC in other exams like CAPF and CDS.